the gates of Yellowstone National Park are now closed, as President Joe Biden orders an unprecedented shutdown following a swarm of earthquakes. Could this signal a catastrophic volcanic eruption? Let's dive into the unseen dangers beneath Yellowstone's stunning surface. Yellowstone, a geological marvel and one of the most beloved national parks in the United States, has been rocked by hundreds of earthquakes, prompting an immediate closure by the president. This decision, driven by fears of a volcanic eruption, has left many in shock and raised serious concerns about the park's stability. Today, we'll uncover the tectonic mayhem shaking Yellowstone and what it means for the future of this iconic landscape. The story begins in early June, when Yellowstone experienced a sudden increase in seismic activity. Initially, these minor tremors were considered normal, given the park's geothermal nature. However, the situation escalated dramatically, culminating in a magnitude 4.6 earthquake on June 20th, the largest in over a decade. This event and its aftershocks led to the unprecedented decision to shut down the park indefinitely. The seismic surge, with over 500 quakes recorded in 1 week, has sparked fears of a significant geological event, including the possibility of a volcanic eruption. Yellowstone's frequent earthquakes are primarily caused by the movement of magma beneath the Earth's crust. As magma rises, it exerts pressure on the surrounding rocks, leading to cracks and shifts that manifest as earthquakes. The recent activity, however, is unusually concentrated and intense, raising concerns about what lies beneath the surface. The Yellowstone Volcano Observatory has been closely monitoring the situation, using advanced technologies to assess ground deformation and gas emissions. Historically, Yellowstone has experienced significant seismic events, such as the 1959 Hebron Lake earthquake and the 1985 swarm, which provided valuable data on the park's geological processes. Comparing current activity with past events helps scientists understand whether we're seeing a temporary anomaly or a precursor to a more significant geological shift. While past events have ranged from causing significant damage to being mere anomalies, the recent seismic activity stands out due to its frequency and intensity. The sudden closure of Yellowstone National Park has had a profound and immediate impact on the region, particularly on tourism and local businesses. As one of the United States' most iconic national parks, Yellowstone draws millions of visitors annually, contributing significantly to the local economy. The park's allure lies in its unique geothermal features, stunning landscapes, and rich biodiversity, making it a popular destination for nature enthusiasts, families, and international tourists. The shutdown has left countless visitors stranded, disrupting their travel plans and resulting in financial losses for both tourists and local businesses. Many travelers who had planned their vacations months in advance, securing accommodations and booking guided tours, have faced cancellations and rescheduling challenges. The closure during peak season, when visitor numbers are highest, exacerbates the economic impact, as businesses in the surrounding towns of West Yellowstone, Gardiner, and others heavily rely on tourism revenue during these months. Hotels, restaurants, souvenir shops, and tour operators have been particularly hard hit. The hospitality industry, already operating on thin margins, has seen a sharp decline in bookings, leading to potential layoffs and reduced hours for staff. For example, John Davis, a hotel owner in West Yellowstone, expressed concern over the financial blow, noting that the peak season typically accounts for the majority of annual income for many businesses. The sudden drop in tourist footfall means not only immediate financial losses, but also long-term economic consequences, as businesses may struggle to recover even after the park reopens. Local restaurants and cafes, often bustling with tourists, now face a significant drop in customers, leading to wasted perishable goods and potential closures. Souvenir shops, which rely on impulse purchases from tourists, are also experiencing a slump in sales, further straining the local economy. Tour operators, who offer guided experiences through the park's geothermal wonders and wildlife viewing tours, are left without customers, affecting guides and support staff who depend on these jobs for their livelihoods. Beyond the economic repercussions, the closure and the underlying seismic activity pose significant challenges to Yellowstone's wildlife and ecosystems. Yellowstone National Park is a haven for a diverse array of wildlife, including species such as bison, elk, grizzly bears, and wolves. These animals, along with countless plant species, depend on the park's unique habitats, which are shaped by its geological features. Seismic activity, like the recent earthquake swarm, can alter these habitats in several ways. The creation of Quake Lake in 1959, for instance, was a direct result of the Hebron Lake earthquake, which caused a massive landslide that dammed the Madison River. This event not only transformed the landscape but also created a new aquatic habitat, which has since developed its own ecosystem. Such changes can have both positive and negative effects on local species. While new habitats can offer opportunities for certain species to thrive, they can also disrupt established ecological balances, forcing wildlife to adapt to new conditions or relocate. The ongoing seismic activity may similarly impact current habitats. For instance, landslides triggered by earthquakes can destroy vegetation, alter watercourses, and create new lakes or ponds. These changes can disrupt the migration patterns of animals such as elk and bison, which move seasonally in search of food and breeding grounds. Altered landscapes can block traditional migration routes, leading to increased competition for resources in remaining accessible areas, potentially affecting the health and survival of these species. Moreover, the park's geothermal features, such as geysers and hot springs, are closely tied to the underlying volcanic activity. Earthquakes can change the plumbing systems of these features, potentially altering their behavior. For example, some geysers may become more active or inactive, changing the dynamics of the local ecosystem. Microorganisms and plants that rely on specific temperature ranges or water chemistry may be particularly vulnerable to these changes. The closure also raises broader ecological considerations, including the impact on the park's broader ecosystem and the surrounding areas. Yellowstone is part of a larger interconnected ecosystem that includes parts of Wyoming, Montana, and Idaho. Changes within the park can have ripple effects throughout this region. For example, alterations in water flow from rivers and streams originating in Yellowstone can affect agricultural practices, water availability, and wildlife outside the park boundaries. Furthermore, the closure limits ongoing research and conservation efforts. Scientists and researchers often rely on access to the park to study its unique geothermal features, wildlife populations, and ecological processes. The inability to conduct fieldwork during the closure may delay important research, affecting long-term conservation strategies and our understanding of the park's dynamic environment. In conclusion, the closure of Yellowstone National Park due to heightened seismic activity has resulted in significant economic and ecological consequences. The immediate impact on tourism and local businesses is profound, with many facing financial losses as visitor numbers plummet. This downturn in tourism not only affects businesses directly reliant on park visitors, such as hotels, restaurants, and tour operators, but also ripples through the broader regional economy, impacting suppliers and service providers. Beyond the economic effects, the ecological consequences of the park's closure are equally concerning. Yellowstone's unique ecosystem, home to a diverse array of wildlife and geothermal features, is sensitive to both natural and human-induced changes. The ongoing seismic activity could alter habitats, disrupt migration patterns, and potentially trigger hydrothermal explosions, further complicating the delicate balance of the park's environment. As the situation unfolds, it is crucial for authorities to maintain vigilant monitoring of seismic activity to ensure the safety of visitors and staff. As Yellowstone remains closed, the world watches and waits. While the immediate risk of a catastrophic eruption is considered low, the situation serves as a stark reminder of the power of nature. The park's unique geothermal features and wildlife continue to captivate and challenge our understanding. Stay tuned as scientists and officials work tirelessly to monitor and assess the unfolding events, ensuring the safety of visitors and preserving the park's natural wonders for future generations.